this game may not be for you. Be advised.
Welcome back to the Game Collection. I am SuperDerek. I don't normally do horror, but 'tis the season, and when in Rome, and all of that, so I put out a message to my subscribers, asking for suggestions about what I might want to review this year. And I heard back a lot of really good suggestions, but there was one that I just couldn't ignore. So, without further ado, I am SuperDerek, and this is Corpse Party.
Corpse Party is an unconventional game, a survival horror adventure game developed by Team Grease. It was published by Kennecksoft in 1996 for the PC 98. In 2011, an extended and enhanced remake of the game was released internationally for the PlayStation Portable. In Corpse Party, a group of friends and their teacher are having...
Welcome to SuperDerek Streams. We'll be starting up today here in just a few moments. So in the meantime, enjoy this sort of review of, it's a review of a sort of quasi-RPG. It's a horror survival game with RPG elements that I enjoyed. Anyways, we'll be starting up with Trails in the Sky here shortly. So until then, just hang out for a minute.
Sucked into another dimension, a closed space where spirits of murdered children live on in agony, driven mad by the emanating evil sealed within Heavenly Host Elementary School. The only way out is to solve the mystery of Heavenly Host while avoiding the dozens of agonizing fates that await you. The story of Corpse Party is a tapestry of pain and suffering. The more you know about the plot, the darker it gets. It's like a rabbit hole that leads to hell. The main plot of getting transported into a haunted elementary school because of a failed charm is admittedly kind of cliche. Kids who don't know any better, dabbling in the realm of black magic only to suffer the wrath of the spirits they've offended, is the kind of urban legend passed on from generation to generation as far back as the first campfire ghost story. But it is an effective tool to quickly throw us into a well-crafted
Yo, Riku-san, how's it going, man? Welcome to the stream.
That will make you squirm. And it's in that world and its inhabitants that the real meat of the story is fleshed out. Generally, I don't really like horror. I don't know really why I did this to myself. It's Halloween, I guess, and candy conditioned me to think I like being scared. Obviously, horror is one of those things that tickles some people out there. Clearly, I just never got into it. But between you and me, this game
Argument Sama. Welcome to the stream, dude.
the gameplay just consisting of wandering around a decrepit school full of dead bodies of those
Here, let's yeah, I'm not usually much of a horror guy, but this game actually did get me in the mood for Halloween. It was pretty great. But yeah, I'm typically not much of a RP or not much of an RPG, horror guy in general. So, Mr. KJ, you told me to check out the gaming news of the Discord, and Well, let's see. Which one are you wanting to point me toward? Because I see Boom Cannon here pointed out a new Persona, or no, not Persona, a new Kingdom Hearts 3 rhythm game is coming out. Yeah, I had put Corpse Party in the poll. I actually ended up having to remove it from the poll for Jukebox Party, or Jukebox Hero, because as it turns out, the RetroArch core doesn't really handle PSP games very well, and it's got to be pretty rock solid to do stuff in Jukebox Hero Night, you know, with all the save states and load states that it's got to do. Like, that kind of core functionality just has to be rock solid before I can really do it. And I'm hoping that all of the other consoles that I've included are. But yeah, I would totally revisit Corpse Party at some point. And this Halloween, I might actually do that. With, what was it? Darn it, there's a Vita. Not Book of Shadows. Is it Book of Shadows? No, I reviewed Book of Shadows. Corpse Party. Blood Drive, I think. So how are you guys doing today? Happy Wednesday. No, not Mary Skelter. I was definitely thinking of a Corpse Party game. I just couldn't remember the tagline for it, you know. I ended up moving some stuff around a little bit, mostly so I can more handily get this. Before I was trying to like get all the microphones out of shot, so before it kind of sounded a bit like this, and I just wasn't really happy with that. So I figured, you guys might like it more to have higher quality audio, even though it's, you know, just down here, just a tad. There, you can't even see it. Blends in with my black shirt. You can move all the things you want. Your cat's going to ruin it. Man, story of my life. Steam Spy guesstimated 200,000 to 500,000 sales already for P4G. That is really good. I wonder how much Atlas expected to sell. I'm guessing. I am not surprised. I also read somewhere and on the internet, and which means it's a fact because I read it on the internet, that it had the most concurrent players at any point on launch, beating out even MMOs or something of the sort. Or did they beat the record for MMOs? I too hope that they take it seriously. Also, Mana Dryad, welcome back, man. Been a while. How you been? It blends right in with the shirt. I love it. And you know, I got this microphone for a couple of things. I actually ended up getting it for two reasons specifically. The first is that it actually is a really great voiceover microphone when you get it close, and you can just talk into it and you sound like a radio host. I love this microphone. The other reason that I got this microphone is because it's made for getting like long distance audio. So when I recorded my last review of Trails in the Sky first chapter, you might notice that I was on camera and I didn't have my little lapel microphone, that silver microphone that sometimes peeks out of my shirt every once in a while when I'm recording. I ended up just putting this very same microphone just out of frame, like right here when I was talking to the camera, and it came out really well. So this was a really great investment. Hey, Bored to Seth. Doing well, other than frustrated trying to figure out how to get the version of Zero no Kiseki with the Geofront patch. The Geofront patch, as far as I know, only works with the Zero no Kiseki that you actually buy from Steam. And I don't, like, that's what I've heard, is that they, like, specifically make it to only work with the Steam version to help combat piracy and stuff. Excuse me. Yeah, for a non-MMO JRPG. Previously, Final Fantasy... Is that 14 that held the record, or was it 15 that held the record? MMO JRPGs like 14 don't really count to me because the core... Oh, I see. So it was 15 previously on that. Okay, 15 held the record. Interesting. Hope you don't mind. I felt like taking my time getting started this morning, or this morning. I am finally awoke as SuperDerek, and this morning I am drinking my coffee and just. I think we'll start playing here pretty soon. You can buy it from DL site and patch it. Oh, okay. Well, I would still probably recommend, if you haven't already, getting it from Steam to help support the development team, Falcom. You know, it's never a bad idea to support the devs. Now, let's go ahead and switch to our next scene here real quick. And it occurred to me that I turned on my controller after I started Trails in the Sky. So that means... Oh, DL site is a legit web store in... Oh, I didn't realize that. Good to know, Mr. KJ. DL site kind of sounds like... Kind of like, you know, that generic website where you just go to download whatever they have. You know, like a generic file distribution site, like, I don't know. You know what I mean. It does not have like a... It definitely does not sound like a legit site based on the title, but the more you know. All right. Let's go ahead and load up where we left off. I don't even quite remember what we were doing last time. There. Also, I think I figured out what was up with my audio, that I thought it was like peaking and stuff. It's because it was. For some reason, my capture card software has some sort of like additional audio filter where it was applying like an extra 12 decibels of gain to whatever it was capturing from the computer. I'm like, why would you do that, capture card? Like, just capture at the source audio, just line level. Come on, man. Okay. Not many people are probably going to know what the heck I'm talking about, but suffice it to say, it should sound better now if I did my job right. Yeah, we're all kind of beaten up, so let's go ahead and stay at the inn here. Huh. That's kind of interesting, Board to Seth. I wonder if privacy.com would actually help with that. Hashtag not a sponsor. But with privacy.com, from what I've heard, you can register it's a free service that allows you to create multiple virtual credit cards that allow you to like process transactions through those like one-time cards or cards that are locked to only work with specific vendors. And it seems like it might be a pretty good way to circumvent that sort of region locking, if that's the case, if that's what's actually happening. But I believe that Steam should work. Here, let's It might be the card company that's declining the transaction with a Japanese company, though, Mr. KJ. What are my quests that I have currently open right now? I could try cashing in on some more ingredient hunts. stinking land sharks. Oh yeah, that's not a mini-map. It doesn't show you the road at all. Okay. I think along this route... I might have already done all the, go kill the X monster. Wait, where's the Crone Trail monster? Dangerous monster, Sag has been sighted on the Crone Trail. Where's this Crone Trail? That's the way to the orphanage. There's the by road. Is the Crone Trail beyond the by road? Yeah, yes it is. There, we'll just follow my roads. Okay, so I believe that now we are officially in the Crone Trail territory. Oh. Okay, that kind of looked like one, but he's moving around. Okay, this is also Crone Trail area. But we don't need to go to the Crone Pass, I don't think. So the monster ought to be in here somewheres. Oh. Actually, that might work out to our advantage. Oh, wait. Well, that's okay. Hey, we got ourselves some olive oil. Hey, that looks like a thing I'd like to kill. Alright, let's check out the details on this guy. Monster has poisonous tail. Respond to monsters with anti-venom gear. I think I've got anti-venom already equipped on everybody, but let's double check. Silver earring. Check. Silver chain. Check. Silver earring. Rock and roll. Let's exterminate it. I mean, them. Harvest its claws for that sweet, sweet claw meat. Mmm. You know, I bet that would actually probably taste like lobster. Lobster claw. Let's see, what shall I do? Let's just start. Oh yeah, what are they weak to? Scorpion monster able to freely move about air and earth. Oh, no, thank you. Okay, let's just kill it. The old-fashioned way. That hits kinda hard. Well. Oh yeah, I think aerial is a small AoE attack. Alright, guy in back is probably going to move forward, so I think it's a safe place to put it right there. Whew. Yeah, you blind him. I do appreciate that she's not completely worthless as a passenger. What do they call it? Oh, Oz Cleric, welcome to the stream, man. And Rika-san, yes, you are correct. Also, Rock Solid, welcome to the stream. Ever played East Origin? I have not played it yet. I hear good things, but I mean, of course I do. It's Valcom. Here, let's focus on keeping Estelle alive for a minute, for another turn or two. Also, let's go ahead and beat him up. That may or may not have been a waste. I don't know. Yeah, that was not probably the most opportune moment to use that. What the F? Maybe they're more susceptible to some Protect Dorothy. Well, you gotta, man. I mean, I don't really have much to do to protect her, but I guess I could maybe use some sort of, what do they call that? Berserk, or, you know, I could do the thing that makes them attack one enemy. I can't remember what that's called anymore. Well, let's just keep on healing Estelle. Yeah, Taunt, that's the one, Rika-san. Okay, let's keep healing. Oh, actually, I don't like that. That's lame. Let's do an AoE attack. Okay, one down. Yeah, I'm staying away from difficulty modes other than normal on the Trails games. They sound pretty crazy.
My love, I give to you.
Oh, that's pretty effective. I didn't realize that he had AoE healing. Here, let's use Taunt. I mean, let's face it, he was probably going to attack Estelle anyway, but this way we don't have to worry about them maybe attacking and killing Dorothy.
Take that!
Okay. Good thing Dorothy was out of the way. And she can't even reach him. Huh, okay. Well, let's kill it with fire. Yo, Sea Minky! Second chapter is going pretty well so far, I think. And how are you doing, man? You recommend hard on Zero no and Oo no Kiseki? Alright. Why is that? Are they just a lot easier? Level up. Got ourselves a monster carapace. And we exterminated the monster. Alright. So then there's also the Vista Forest Road monster. And that also has poison attacks. Vista Trail monster. Well, I don't think we've passed Vista Trail yet. You know, I might just go to the pass here just so I can heal. Because I think they've got an inn. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Let's see. Vista Trail is toward the school. Oh, okay, cool. Thank you very much, man. You know, I was gonna say, I feel like for the purposes of a review, I think it's acceptable to play on normal, even though I'm capable of playing on hard, unless I just really want to. 'Cause I feel like most people are going to be inclined to select the normal mode. Oh, how's it going, guy numbers? And also, Very Luck. Welcome to the stream, man. Yeah, that's basically what my streams are all about, Barry Lock, is I play through the games that I'm gonna review here, just hang out with viewers and then I go and review them over on my YouTube channel. If you're not familiar with that already, I'll just throw a link out there. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Mr. KJ. Awesome. Alright, let's check in at Minoria Village. And find out if, oh, there we go. Yeah, and find out if my, quest is about finished with the, ingredients that I'm collecting. Is it this guy? That doesn't look like him. the Final Fantasy VII review, it's going slowly. It's daunting because it's got so much attached to it. Like, I mean, people were criticizing the game before it even came out. Like, as soon as there was anything to, like, as soon as people knew anything about the game, they were trying to pick it apart, you know? So, I think a lot of people already have their minds made up, which kind of raises the question of, like, why am I even reviewing it? But even so, I want to make sure I do it right. And try to convey that anyway. Oh, come on. I know the ingredient guy is here. Okay, general goods. Oh, is he on the second floor?
Oh yeah.
There we go. I still showed the ingredients they gathered to Orvid.
ほう。この食材はリストになかったはずだな。
1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's 5.
だいぶ見つけてくれたな。リストもほぼ完成したし、十分に働いてくれたと言えるぞ。
じゃあ依頼は達成ってこと？
そういうことになるが、どうだろう。このまま調査を続けてみる気はないか？
Yo, Kenko, how's it going, man?
リストを完璧なものにしてみないかということさ。おそらくまだ 2,3 種類は見つかっていない食材がある。それをすべて見つけてくれたら、こっちもボーナスを弾むんだが。さて、どうするかね。
Let's continue the investigation.
やってみるわ。乗りかかった船だし、すっきりしないもんね。
そう言うと思っていたぞ。では、報告などはこれまでの手順でお願いする。もし休養でも入って続けられなくなったら言ってくれ。その時はそこで手を打とう。報酬は通常通りになるがね。
Oh, hey, Gambit.
了解したわ。
Awesome. How are you enjoying it so far?
行ってくるわね。
では、報告に期待しているよ。
And yeah, Kenko, I am doing well. Thanks for asking. Let's see. Where was my... Alright. Once we found ingredients not on this feature report. Oh, maybe I should check and see if I already had more ingredients to report. Because that's a possibility I didn't think of till just now.
おや。残念ながら目新しい。また改めて報告に。
Okay. Guess we gotta keep looking then. Third is kind of weird so far. Alright, let's try fishing. I bet I could fish here. Sounds like the audio lag is currently not happening, so maybe I'll have a better shot now. Let's try our Marine Star and a Shrimplet. See, I think I'm hitting it right after it makes the sound. Like, did you guys hear that? I don't know. Yo, Trafalio. Thank you so much for that resub, and welcome back to the Super Friends, man. No, I shot it. I overcompensated. I'm trying to like get my button press on camera. Okay. Whoa! Malamy!
What does the scouter say about his power level? 9,000. Still don't understand. What does the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000.
Malamy, thank you so much for that raid. Hello, raiders. Welcome to the stream. Why did my shout out command not work? Let's try that again. Just okay. Shout out, Malamy. I guess my shout out command. Oh, there it is. Okay, and you're playing Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. How's that going so far? Hey, Drimzon. Welcome to the stream, everybody. Welcome. Thank you so much for the raid, Malamy. Everybody who's here watching Trails in the Sky, make sure you go check out Malamy's channel. She's currently making her way through Xenoblade Chronicles and the definitive edition of it. And yeah, it's good to have you guys here. Well, right now I'm trying to fish and failing in Trails in the Sky second chapter. Yeah, it's good evening to you too. Oh, so for everybody who's new here, hi, I'm SuperDerek. I play a bunch of RPGs here on Twitch, and then I go and review them over on my YouTube channel. And that's kind of what we do here. We generally keep a kind of a chill stream, I think, overall. Xenoblade Chronicles is fine. Lots of killing me. Great. That sounds fantastic. Yeah. She's failing to fish very well, which is surprising because I feel like Estelle in the game, in the canon of this universe, is a really good fisher lady. And I'm not sure if it's just like am I pushing the wrong button? Like, I'm just doing so poorly when I'm trying to... Okay, alright, I'm gonna try a different button. I'm gonna try B instead of A. Yeah, it should be whatever the confirm button is. That's what I thought, and that's what I've been using. And I'm like, I don't feel like... Okay, I just started tapping it every second and it worked. I just need to start doing that instead. Hey, we got some Sepith. Okay. I caught fish. Yeah, it's really weird, Mr. KJ. I really can't explain why I'm so bad at this. I think it must be the input lag or something, because I'm playing this through a capture card. What chapter am I on? First chapter of second chapter. So I finished the prologue. And I know that sounds confusing because we're playing second chapter, but yeah, we're playing the first chapter of the second chapter, but it's the second in the first chapter. Oh, we're in the same chapter. Cool. Yeah, so I've been doing a whole bunch of the side quests and stuff. And sorry to raid and run. Well, no worries. It's 2 a.m. over there. Well, I hope you have a good evening then. Sleep well. And thank you again for that raid. What time is it? Or where is it? Where it's 2 a.m. already. Somewhere in Europe, right? Gotta be. Let's see, where... So these are the side quests that I've done so far. There's one monster left that I gotta kill, and then some ingredients that I gotta get. France, okay. Awesome. Well, thank you so much again, and sleep well. So let's, I guess, go see if we can find that other monster. Because I'm gonna run out of fishing bait at this rate. Oh, that's the orphanage. That's not where... So I gotta head toward the Genis Royal Academy now. Because I think that's where the... or at least the path to it is where my next monster is coming from. Hey, Sex Machine, welcome to the stream. All right, enjoy your lurk, Zan. All right, we'll just get through this as quickly as we can. Time to beat guys with other guys and sing some karaoke. Hey! Sci-Fi AJ, thank you so much. Wow. Thank you so much for gifting that sub, dude. And Bored to Seth, welcome to the Super Friends, man. Very much appreciated, man. Alright, so... Here we go, Vista Forest Road. There you go. So, Bored to Seth, now that you're a member of the Super Friends, you will have access to certain areas of our Discord. Don't forget, including early access to my reviews. So, make sure you're... I think you might already be in the Discord, but you should see that happen here soon. You appreciate the JRPG weekly updates? Well, thanks, man. I appreciate you watching them. These guys are... Hey! Sci-Fi AJ, thank you so much for the sub! And welcome you to the Super Friends too. So, and just like Bored to Seth, go ahead and join the Discord server if you haven't already. Here, and I'll put a link to it real quick. Like so, I think that works. Well, it's supposed to work. I guess it's not working. Oh, there it is. Nightbot's just taking her time responding. But you can join the Discord there, and now that you're part of the Super Friends, you have access to the supporters section, and yeah, you'll have access to early episodes of the game collection and other stuff like that. So, welcome to the Super Friends, man. She's having a coffee. You're not wrong. That's not a bad thing to have, right? Oh my, I'm all out of coffee. Darn it. Here, let's... Sylvan Whip, there we go. Yeah, Baku! Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing? Yeah, we'll just use Stonehammer on that guy. Oh, Baku, did you actually arrive with that raid? Just lurking at the time when it happened, maybe? There we go. Alright, so let's see if we can find ourselves that monster that needs a killing. No, that's not the one. Oh no! Surprise attack by a pig! You'd think this pig would just get tired and dizzy. That's my assumption as well, Bored to Seth. That's probably why it took 15 minutes to respond after that raid. If I had to guess, he was busy putting duct tape over the certain parts of his screen. And he's not responding now because he's got duct tape over his ears as well. Gotta prevent those spoilers. Oh, there, that thing looks like the thing we need to kill. Does it ever look like something that needs killed? But yeah, this is also poison related, so let's exterminate it. Alright, so they're a mustard... mustard. A mutated... I mean, it's pretty close to mustard. A mutated snake type monster. Spits poison at its prey and has abundant stamina. Me too, Riku. It is a pretty rad song. Alright. Let's myrtleize them. All hail the mustard snake. Oh, that didn't do a whole lot of damage, and that was even on a crit. Alright, let's go ahead and put this crit to use. Yeah, this mustard snake is just underwhelmed by what I have to offer right now. Here, let's see if I can blind it. You know, Kenko, I try to make them both equally compelling based on the rewards that they get. So if you're asking like what directly benefits the show more, that would be probably Patreon, because when you're subscribed here, like only about half of what you spend makes its way to me, unless you're spending it through like Twitch Prime, which is included if you have Amazon Prime, right? So if you use your Twitch Prime and it doesn't cost you anything, that is probably the best way to go, right? But otherwise Patreon has a better cut, but then also you don't get certain benefits here, like being able to use the Twitch emotes here and that sort of thing. So it's kind of just a toss-up of what you'd prefer, but I try to make them both equally compelling options. Okay. Good to know. Thanks, Riku-san. Actually, I'm saying Riku-san like it's a Japanese name, not Riku-san. Riku-san. How do you prefer? I'll just call you Riku. 100 XP. She gets a level up. Firefly fungus. That's not on the list of stuff he doesn't care about, I bet. So Riku's fine. Good. Oh, it's a corn mover. A plant monster that looks like a corn stalk. Shoots seeds that kills its prey. Time to make popcorn. Please tell me that they have a custom popcorn animation for this. Aw. I was really hoping it'd be like... That'd be ideal. Maybe they decided to just be a little bit too corny, though. Oh, that's the wrong way. I don't want to actually go to Genis Royal Academy, because that might block off certain options to me. Gonna start calling hot dogs mustard snakes. You know what? I think that's the only appropriate. That is what they are called now. At this point, they're just mustard snakes. In fact, if I ever make it to Twitch affiliate status, not affiliate, yeah, affiliate partner status, I'm gonna have an emote. It's gonna be a hot dog, and it's gonna be a mustard snake. It's gonna be a hot dog with mustard all over it, and the code will be mustard snake. That's a campaign promise you can take to the bank, boys. I will make all of the frivolous Twitch emotes. Hang on, I'm gonna write this down. There. I just wrote it down on a notepad. Note to self. Mustard snake. Dude, it's gonna happen. Just a matter of when. Alright. Now let's go cash in on this item that we found. Notepad official. Honestly, that's where I do most of my work. You so-and-so. You'll forget what it is someday and find it. When was I this drunk? I think Mustard Snake speaks for itself. Even if I somehow forget all of the events of this stream somehow, I'll take a look at that notepad and be like, you know what? That needs to be an emote. Mustard Snake. Yo, Boat Ladder. Welcome to the stream, man. How are you doing? Since you've just arrived, I just wanted to let you know that we've come up with the concept of a mustard snake. Yeah, I think I prefer Notepad to Word. I mean, it's where I write all of my scripts and stuff, at least initially. Then I go do some cleanup in Word. But that is within Word, not in Word. So yeah, I do my notepad scripting, all of my rough outlines and everything there, just because I like that fixed width font. It's just so nice and typewritery. The interface is so streamlined. You open up Microsoft Word, it takes like 10 hours to load. And then you got all this crap in your way. Clippy's trying to help you write a resume. It's just, yeah, not a good time. Those tall birds on Vista Road, I think I remember having ingredients from them. You might be right about that. Also on the REN Causeway. All right.
お疲れ様。何か依頼をたす。
Words like, I'm sorry I helped, I'm sorry I annoyed you with my helpfulness. Okay, so we've done all the side quests that were available. You need to go double check the board because you never know. So yeah, there's just the ingredient hunters thing that's left. So the Arion Causeway, was that southward or was that north? Yeah, that's south. But yeah, I know a lot of people who also just, well, not a lot of people, but I've heard of a lot of people who use like old computers and stuff specifically for writing their scripts and such. Here, let's kill this thing. Or writing their books and stuff. I think the guy who does the Song of Fire and Ice, whatever his name is, he uses WordPerfect? I'm pretty sure Stephen King used an old-timey computer for a long while. And I think that's actually like a really good idea. Because if you have a lot of stuff that you need to write, it would probably be better if that machine was incapable of taking you to Reddit or Facebook or Twitter or anything like that. You know? Neil Gaiman. He writes them all by hand and then does the second draft on computer. Really? My hands would not be up to that task at all. Hey, Stonehenge. How's it going, man? Or is it Gaiman? I've only read a couple of his books so far. American Gods was really good. What else did he write? I mean, I watched Good Omens, but I didn't read that one. Can't stay, but was able to make a clip of SuperDerek vowing to make Mustard Snake emote. Well, thank you, man. That is, thank you so much for saving that for posterity. Okay, I feel like there was only one of those giant birds on here. And that is nary enough giant birds to harvest ingredients from. Quality clip. You're right. Let me give me that link here. Got to make sure this is up to snuff here. We'll forget what it is someday and find it. Hang on. Gotta forget what it is someday and find it. I think Mustard Snake speaks for itself. All right, let's start this clip over. I gotta, even if I somehow forget all of the events of this stream somehow, I'll take a look at that notepad and be like, you know what? That needs to be an emote. Mustard snake. You so-and-so. Yeah, that guy knows what he's talking about. Quality clip. Can't tell if the brick wall is part of your house or not. Oh, so this brick wall over here is not part of my house. The brick here, let me switch to this scene. The brick thing I got back behind my head, that cobblestone, that's not quite actual brick, though it is actual real. I made it. I have a whole video about how I made it actually. And then the brick or the cobblestone wall that's behind my shelf of video games, that is actually there, but it is not actually that is not actually rock. Okay, back to the game. Yeah, it's a backdrop. I think how I found it on, it's not a decal, but they just call it a backdrop, I think, on Amazon. But the pillar is real. It's made of, I carved it out of foam, and then I went over it with mortar mix. I'm super happy with the way it came out. Thanks, man. Also, Eric, welcome to the stream. How are you doing? All right, let's keep killing that ostrich. Whatever that thing is, it's not actually an ostrich. Why? Because it's amusing. Oh, thank you, Stonehenge. I love how the reaction to that video was basically everybody like, why? Why did you make this video? I think what a lot of people just don't realize is that when you're a YouTuber, you are legally obligated to make a video about every single thing you do. I need to make a command that showcases your YouTube channel. I do. It's exclamation point YouTube. What I would really like to do though is set up some sort of Nightbot Echo dot integration to the point where I could just say, let's see, let me not trigger everybody's Echo dot devices, so I could just be like, computer, shout out my YouTube channel, and it'll just do that. That I think is my ideal situation. I think you can even like create a custom trigger word. So instead of saying computer, I would say Nightbot, do this, and then it would respond by posting the link. That would be my ideal. Life goals, yes. There actually are tools available, and I was actually looking into it for a long while for how to set up custom commands through voice activated chat on my streaming computer. Yes, you can, Stonehenge. That's what I was saying, is that I would activate it that way. That way not everybody's Echo devices all across the internet start, you know, picking up my voice. Wait a second, hang on. Okay, Google, subscribe to SuperDerek RPGs on YouTube. I have no idea if that would work or not. uh, that's one of the things that I hate the most about listening to modern radio is they actually do that. They're like, they actually go in and they're like, they're just like, they play a commercial that goes, "Hey, so and so, download the Watch 95 AM app or whatever." It got yours, Rienko. That's hilarious. Did it actually work? That's pretty dang funny. I didn't think that would actually work. I assume everybody's listening on headphones. It didn't, but it's annoying. I'll not do that again. That was just a last minute idea I had. What was I even doing? I've completely sidetracked my own train of thought has been derailed. That's right. I was Stonehenge. Thank you so much, man, for your stupid troll, you jerk. Thank you so much, Stonehenge. Let's head over. Oh, yeah, that's right. We were trying to kill that ostrich and get whatever the drop was. Except, I think, if I'm not mistaken, do I have a monster guide here? The monster book. Because I think that'll tell you what drops what, doesn't it? Monster guide. All right. Item is tender poultry and bird egg. Oh, I think I already got the tender poultry and handed that in. I'm not sure about the bird egg though. Yeah, I've reported the tender poultry. Let's see, the tentative monster ingredient list does not contain a bird egg though, so I could keep trying for a bird egg. Give me your that's a panda. There's a panda in the background. It's a I'm afraid I have to kill the panda.
Take that.
It's a salsa panda. It's weak to everything. A remorseless killer with a taste for man flesh. Let not their cuteness fool you. And it's weak to... Blub again, welcome to the stream, man. Thank you so much. A bit late here, but here I am. Well, it's good to have you here, Pleb again. Finished the third not a few days ago. Cool. Got one hell of a journey ahead of me. Thanks, man. I feel bad for this panda. I don't want to have to kill it, but it has the taste for man flesh, so we must put it asunder. Just gotta do it. Just gotta go all out and kill this panda. seems so unnecessary. It is so adorable. You know what to do.
Piece of cake.
What did it drop? Oh wow, look at all that XP. Is that from the panda? And I got a bird egg. And a laundry pole. A laundry pole? A laundry pole plus, in fact. It is strong if it hits you. I did not know that. I'm guessing that the laundry pole plus here is... So that's a 14-point improvement with an increase in range and everything. That's a very fortuitous panda. Unfortunately, I killed the thing I love most. A panda. Amanda? Probably wasn't even her name. Gotta go. All right, Stonehenge. Thanks for hanging out, man. Have a good night. And thanks for hanging out. I very much appreciate it, man. All right, well, we've got to do bird egg. How do I get down there? I gotta see if I can get down there so I can go fishing. I bet I could fish there. Hook, line, and sinker. What do we got here? Marine star. Let's use the shrimplet. Hey, I got a Claudine. And we got ourselves a juicy bone. Let's do the machete. A great blackfish. Wind sippeth. Alright, let's use the progress rod with an earthworm. Alright. Got a trout. And some time sepith. That's nice. 2 hints. There is easy to miss quest after the boss of this chapter in the hotel ad. Be sure to talk to all your... Oh, and be sure to talk to all your party members on the airliner at the end of the chapter 1. Because one of them gives you a book. Okay. Thanks. Thanks, Plebbigan. Alright, let's try that shrimplet now. Sea bass. More like a C+. Alright, I'm all out of bait. I think. Unless I can use a different bait with my marine star. Oh, you can use the sea bass and trout as bait. Nope, no I can't. I do need a better rod. Welp. Let's just keep on moving on. Actually, let's run away from these. Have I considered using Rod Stewart? You know, it's... I actually like Rod Stewart. He's a pretty cool dude. No, there's a Great Northern rod, though, that I've been curious about acquiring. But you have to get it all the way at the North Pole. It's the Iditarod. I think that's how you catch, like, the whales and stuff. Or is that how you catch dogfish? Not husky enough to get that one. I figured that pun would be kind of polarizing.
おや、何か。ほう。
おお。
材はリストになかったはずだな。これはすごい。予想を上回る成果だな。リストはもう完璧と言ってもいい出来になったよ。
All right.
遊撃士諸君、今回は目覚ましい働きだぞ。
There we go.
それほどでも。じゃあ依頼は達成ってことね。
ああ、期待以上だったから特別ボーナスを弾もう。私の商売道具だが、皆で美味しく食べてくれ。
Savory pin.
これって食べられるんですか？こんなにもらっちゃ悪いわよ。
いや、君たちの働きは十分それに見合うものだよ。さあ、遠慮せずにどうか収めてくれたまえ。
それじゃあ遠慮なく。
君たち今回は本当にご苦労だったね。ではまた次の仕事で会おう。
It's like winning one of those like game giveaway lotteries. You're like, all right, I'm gonna give you an amazing RPG. Here you go, 20 copies of Dragon Warrior 1. Great. That's exactly what I needed. Thank you. Could be worse. Could have been highlighted. Yeah, I'll take the extra BP. And I'm guessing there might be an extra monetary payout, maybe. Let's go collect. Oh my god!
What did the scouter say about his power level?
9,000.
What?
Still don't understand.
What did the scouter say about his power level? It's over 9,000.
Wood. Buddy. Holy crap. Thank you so much, Wood. Hello, Raiders. Welcome to my stream. Hello, I'm SuperDerek, and if you're not familiar with who I am, I play a bunch of RPGs here on Twitch, and then I go and review them on YouTube. And Wood, holy crap, man, that is such an awesome raid of you. That is amazing. Guys, so holy crap, I'm legit just a bit speechless here, man. So Wood and I go way back. We've been hanging out with each other since we were both small YouTubers, like maybe less than like 500 subs both. And he's a just a super awesome guy. Everybody from my stream, make sure you go check out Beat 'em Ups over on Twitch as well as on his nearly 1 million subscriber YouTube channel. Super awesome dude. Actually just put out a really great review. Hey, Beat 'em Ups, well, thank you so much. 1,300 bits. Holy crap, man. And starting that hype train. Thank you so much, man. So, and guys, if you haven't already seen it, make sure you check out his latest review. It's a half-hour long review of Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, a game that I personally can't wait to get to. And I think that's what you were what you were streaming just a moment ago, right? The epilogue. So, what we're playing tonight, guys, if you're not familiar, is called Trails in the Sky SC, or second chapter. It's the second series. It's the second entry in a series of games called Trails in the Sky by Nihon Falcom. They're kind of an old school video game company. They've been around since like the early 80s. This is one of the games that predated like the Trails in the Sky, or this is Trails in the Sky, Trails of Cold Steel series that you're probably hearing a lot about now. So, oh man. So I hope you guys enjoy what you see here. We're gonna go ahead and get back to playing the game, and as is tradition, whenever hey, Sob Steve, thank you so much for the subscription, man. So we're playing this on PC. It was originally released on PC back in the day. They ported it over to PSP back in 2011, I think. Gosh, it's been a while, and it didn't sell very well, so it's kind of hard to get your hands on these days. But the PC port is preferable over the PSP version because it's got a turbo button that really helps if you want to just kind of like make your way. See, Mankey, holy crap, man! Thank you so much for the sub, dude. And oh man, thank you so much for that gift sub, dude. And Emily Spice, thank you so much. Gosh, you guys are too kind. So everybody who's new to the Super Friends, by the way, who's newly subscribed here, there are additional benefits to being subscribed here. If you're interested, I have a Discord channel where being subscribed here grants you additional access to things like early access to my reviews and such. I'll just throw that link out there if anybody's interested. Hey, Ellie Snow, welcome to the stream. So essentially, if you guys are interested, I'm sure you guys are interested if you're still here. So what we're doing here in this game is, it's kind of an interesting sort of a classic turn-based style RPG that has kind of an interesting twist to it, where it's got a really heavy emphasis on turn order and manipulating that turn order. Wood was not lying, this is your kind of chill. Yeah, we try to keep things pretty chill overall, so if you like this sort of thing, stick around. Thanks, David. I appreciate you saying that, man. So, basically in this game, we are a team of what they call bracers. This is a team of people who are kind of like vigilante. Well, not vigilantes. They're freelance do-gooders. They do odd jobs and try to keep the peace. And it's just kind of like, if you're familiar with Hunter x Hunter, which I hope you are if you haven't already seen it, because it's an excellent anime. But it's pretty comparable to Hunters within that series. Hey, Soul Hunter, thank you so much, man. I'm glad you think so, man. So what we've done here is a whole bunch of odd jobs in the area, and we've pretty much finished all of them. So now we can kind of go do some more mainline stuff to move the progress along. What other RPG is the art style reminiscent of? Well, this is by Falcom, so a lot of the games kind of like this are like Ys. Yeah, like Ys. I can't remember which Ys games looked a lot like this, but Falcom also developed the Ys series. But other than that, like this sort of isometric sprite-based game with a 3D background and environment, it's kind of reminiscent of Grandia. That's what my mind initially took me to. actually a great streamer. I was gonna say a gray streamer. I'm starting to feel old, man. Thank you. But yeah, other games that kind of have the same sort of visual aesthetic, though, I would say probably include some of the early Persona games, like Persona 1 and 2, for instance, have that 3D background and sprite-based sprites, or, pixel art-based sprites. Breath of Fire 3 and Breath of Fire 4 also kind of come to mind. What's the best way to play Grandia these days? It depends on what you have access to. I mean, Grandia is currently on the HD collection on Switch and PC. Actually, I think you can buy it separately on PC, but it's got that like kind of smoothing filter over all the sprites, and I'm not really particularly a fan of that. But I think that that's a pretty good way to go if you don't want to spend like the $30, $40, $50 on a PlayStation copy of it. Otherwise there's obviously things like emulation that you could do. Obviously I'm not gonna, for various reasons I can't endorse that, but it is an option. But if you want to support the series and possibly spike interest in the developers making another one, it might not be a bad way to go. On PC, actually, there are probably mods available that I wonder... Alice, no, thank you so much for those bits. That if you go with the PC version, you might be able to install some mods that might take care of that smoothing feature that I'm not so much of a fan of. So, yeah, my recommended way to play is whatever you can afford to do. I think I enjoyed my time with it on Switch. Oh, thank you so much, man. Robo Chris, welcome to the stream, man. The real question is how long until Amy and I visit you guys again? Well, I know that we have time set aside in October to do that. But maybe we can come, isn't it your time to come up here though, Baku? Wood. Just throwing that out there, man. Long time watcher on YouTube. Really? Well, it's good to have you here, man. Very much appreciated. And yes, Baku is also here. Got a little bit tongue-tied there. Oh, you assume I play tons of RPGs. You assume correctly. I am a RPG streamer and reviewer over on YouTube. If you're not already familiar with my YouTube channel, I'll just give that a quick shout out. Just because, I am legally obligated to do that whenever people ask. God, but choosing a favorite is kind of like picking a favorite kid. It's not easy. And it also kind of depends a lot on the day. Like, it'll change day to day. Oh, looks like we're going to run into Chloe here pretty soon, I think. So, I do have a bunch of games that kind of make the rotation, though. One of them is Grandia. But also Terranigma, Breath of Fire 3. Like, it's hard to pick a favorite. Chrono Trigger's in there somewhere. Chrono Cross, even. Well, that's kind of a more contentious selection, I think, but I had a really good time playing that, and I played through it several times. Yes, you can pick a favorite child. It's just hard. And it might change depending on how they treated you that day. Oh, yeah. Picking a favorite Persona is also hard, though. Like Persona 4 or 5. I think I preferred Persona... Oh, God, it's hard. I played through Persona 4 more times than 5. I do remember really enjoying 5, though. Dragon Quest 8's in there soon, as well. Have I finished Terradigma? Is that a question for me, C. Mankey? Because yes, I have. Several times.
まったくもう二人とも大げさなんだから。久しぶりね、エステル。生誕祭の時に会って以来かな。そうだね。ハンス君もお久しぶり。
ああ、そうだな。
Oh, in Jukebox Hero. Oh, okay, C. Mankey. No, I haven't finished it. So, C. Mankey's asking about this stream that we do every once in a while called Jukebox Hero Night, which is when I play through 3 classic RPGs all at the same time on rotation. And anytime anybody subscribes or cheers with like 10 bits or something, the game will just change no matter what I'm doing, automatically over to the next one in rotation. And we actually just finished Breath of Fire 1 the other day, which is the 3rd game we finally finished in the Jukebox Hero Challenge. Originally it was Earthbound, Chrono Trigger, and Breath of Fire 1. Hey, Hungry Goria! Welcome to the stream! And I'm enjoying it quite a bit. I gotta be honest, I'm gonna need to probably get a quick recap of what's happening right now, because I'm trying to entertain, but there's a whole lot of story going on, and I don't want to miss out on it. Yeah, Mr. Sandman, it is a game of my own invention, basically. So I have something basically monitor chat and then run macros every time it detects that an event like that happened, and it switches the game over with hotkeys and stuff. It's pretty awesome. I'm pretty proud of it. And it kind of gamifies that whole aspect of, what was I doing again in this game? Because every time it switches over, it's like, oh yeah, I was in the middle of a boss fight. Oh yeah, I was trying to go over here and do that. Well, thanks, Lumaniac. No, that's not your name. Lumatic. I had a lot of fun putting that together, and we actually just recently opened it up so that it works with more than just Super Nintendo games. So we're getting ready to actually start adding well, right now it's being voted on which game, but it's possibly going to be like a Sega Genesis game, maybe a PlayStation game. It's, can't even get macros in Roll20 to work. Yeah, it's a bit involved. It took some work, but Baku-san JRPG actually helped out a lot with it. Where and who votes? So anybody who's subscribed here gets to vote in the Discord. So here's a link to that Discord, and yeah, everybody who has access to the supporter section has access to a poll where the next game is being voted in. Baku, you will take my thanks whether you want to or not. Here, I'm going to give you a shout out too. So if you guys aren't already familiar with Baku-san JRPG, and if you like JRPGs, you should definitely give him a quick follow if you haven't already. I didn't realize that you were playing D&D tonight, Baku. I would like to play D&D with the group at some point. It's been too long. Ever since I had to leave Seattle, I haven't been near my D&D troop. Oh, it was last night, not right now. Okay. But yeah, Baku's another JRPG streamer. Super fun dude to hang out with. He's, I wouldn't say that he's got that chill vibe, but I think he's probably a bit closer to like Wood's energy level. He definitely brings it, you know? Well, Baku, I hope you have the music turned all the way down so you don't get any music spoilers. Hey, Ryoshin! Welcome to the stream, dude. Good to have you here, man. You've always wanted to play D&D, but never knew anyone who played? So, when I was in Seattle, I started working at this new job. I did tech support for some body camera companies, for police and stuff. And after I was there for about like a year or so, another guy got hired onto the tech support team, and I took one look at him and I said, "You look like the kind of person who plays D&D." And he's like, "As a matter of fact, yes, I am a DM." It was like, "I would like to join your party." It was actually really kind of a weird like chemistry moment where we were just like fast friends. It was really great. But I miss Seattle so much. Ended up having to move away almost 2 years ago now. But made some really great friends out that way. And D&D was a huge part of it.
はい、エステルさんみたいにみんな大切なお友達です。ちょっと照れるわね。さてと、学園内を回ってみんなから話
I feel bad that I've missed out on so much of this story at this point. I'm really gonna need to recap.
って聞けばいいよね。
So the Trails in the Sky series is pretty well renowned for having some of the most text in any game ever.
まった生徒からも聞いてみた方がいいかもしれません。うん、オッケー。
Like more text within the first game than the entire like Lord of the Rings trilogy. Oh, your Twitch froze. I'm sorry to hear that. Hey, P-Fox, how's it going? Welcome to the stream. Okay, so I'm gonna need to see what's going on here. Man, that was really nice of Wood to come in with that giant raid. That's so nice of him. Let's see, there were 3 directions the White Shadow went toward. That's right. So we were all trying to follow this White Shadow, this ghostly figure that's been tormenting everybody in the region. Too much text in the game makes it pretty sleepy. You know, that's understandable. That's one of the reasons that I installed a mod, which is why I'm playing this on PC, by the way. It adds all of the Japanese voice acting. You followed the Discord? Awesome. Well, thank you. Welcome. So I'm playing this on PC, and we've installed this Evo mod that takes all of the voice acting from the Japan exclusive release on PlayStation Vita. It had a whole bunch of voice acting. It took all of those that they ripped from that Vita game, added it to this one, and it really helps. Like, obviously it's still all in Japanese, so I still have to read everything, but it at least has that sort of like intonation you can kind of pick up on some of the more nuances of how they're trying to say these things. I'm playing it on the Steam version, but it also works with the GOG version. Yeah, the writing in this game really is great. But that's what makes it but that's what makes it a JRPG. There's a lot, so it's kind of an interesting question. It raises an interesting question about what makes a game a JRPG. It's a huge rabbit hole. But yeah, I think that the writing is definitely one of those things that definitely make it that way. What's everyone's favorite newest game on Switch? Oh man. I mean, I don't play that many new games, unfortunately, but one of the last ones that I remember playing on Switch that I really liked was Octopath Traveler. But I also ended up getting a lot of, I think Octopath Traveler at this point is kind of old news. Dragonfang Z was hard on Switch. Okay. That's a good point too, Evil Blinkenfish. A visual novel is also... I mean, there are games that definitely blur that line though, like the Persona titles. Speaking of which, Persona 5, what was it called? Strikers? No, Strikers is the Mario series. Struggle? Yeah, that thing. That's coming to Switch, and I think I'm pretty Scramble. Thank you so much. I was struggling there. Yeah, when Scramble comes to Switch, I have a suspicion that'll be one of my new favorites. So anyway, yeah, we're chasing this ghost all across the nation here and trying to figure out what exactly it is, because there's been these weird sightings of, and that's it doesn't sound like anything that's like related to the overarching plot of the series, but that's one of the things I like about this is all of like the weird little side story distractions as we do all the odd jobs. Is that a new Persona spin-off or another remake of 5? It's a spin-off of 5. It sounds like it's supposed to be kind of a continuation of 5, but in an action RPG format, which I'm pretty excited for. Ys 8 on Switch was also really good. I liked that release of Ys 8. Let's see, what else was there on Switch? You know, Something Classic is a developer, an indie developer that I really liked their release on Switch of a game called Shadows of Adam, and that was really good too. Oh, and then there was also Trials of Mana. That had a pretty good remake. Oh, you're playing Ys 8 on Switch right now. Awesome. I hope you're having a good time with it. When you're done, if you like that play style, if you haven't already given it a shot, Trials of Mana plays a lot like Ys 8. It's not, I would say it's probably not as good, but it's fun. It's still really fun. Probably not quite as deep, but it's very similar. Yeah, I haven't had a chance to play Pillars of Dust yet, though. Pillars of Dust is supposed to be their more NES-style role-playing game, if I'm not mistaken. Mana on PS4 or Switch? That's the question. I mean, it plays fine on Switch, that's how I played it, but if you want to play it in 60 frames per second, then you'll want it on PS4. But if you prefer something that's mobile, you know, you can play it wherever, then Switch would probably be the way to go. I didn't really notice a huge difference, though, between playing on 30 frames or 60 frames. It's not the sort of thing that bothers me so much as a RPG guy. PS4 version have trophies? I don't know. I would think it would. You ended up getting both to support the Mana games? That's awesome. And what else was there on Switch? I mean, there's a lot of really good RPGs on Switch. I'm actually kind of surprised Persona 4 Golden hasn't come to Switch yet. As I've said it before several other times, I feel like the Switch is where PlayStation Vita games go to become popular. Have I ever tried Binding of Isaac? I haven't. Yeah, isn't it crazy that it came to PC just out of nowhere? I mean, it was like, at one point, it was legit just like, Monday, hey, there's some rumors that we're going to get Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 on Switch. That's kind of neat. And then, like, a little while later, oh, hey, look, Atlas has a Steam creators page. A little while later, oh, look, on Steam, there's this little picture of Persona 4 Golden's logo. I wonder what that's all about. And then, just a couple days later, bam, there it is. Like, there was just, like, barely enough time to prepare mentally for that. I also prefer a console experience, which is why I'm playing this with a Steam controller. I would prefer the PlayStation 4 controller or something, but this is the one that's working best for me right now. But yeah, I prefer the couch experience also. Yeah, I can pair a DualShock 4, but for some reason mine's been finicky lately and I'm not sure why. And I got this for $5 and it's wireless and it's working pretty good, really. It's not a 3D game, so I don't have to worry about like a second analog stick or anything, so it does pretty fine for me. Did Pier Solar come to Switch at all? That's an interesting question. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it did, but But I feel like Watermelon Games has kind of put Pure Solar on the shelf for now, because I feel like the guy who was behind that, I might be mistaken, but I think that the guy who is mainly behind Pure Solar has left Watermelon and moved on to other things. So I don't know if they still have, you know, all the rights to make those decisions, but I'd be curious to find out. Awesome, Mr. Sandman. Well, thanks so much for hanging out, and appreciate you saying so, man. Oh, RoboChris, have you checked out? There's on Play Asia. There's a dual pack. Is that the dual pack that you're talking about? Because I feel like it was only 40 or so. I might be mistaken about that. Okay. Yeah. Because that seemed like a pretty reasonable price, considering that the Switch is also the only way that you can get that HD version, that remaster of Final Fantasy VIII. Quick, give my referral code. Okay. I can try to do that. Oh, I've received somebody gifted me Persona 4 Golden. Holy, Eyes of Nova, thank you so much, man. Here, wow, I'm speechless. Thank you so much, man. Okay, what? Oh, that popped up on. Okay. Oh dear. Here, I'll accept that. Add to my library. Okay. There. How do I... the joys of having two PCs. There we go. Here, I can close that now. There we go. Okay, now the game's back. Holy crap, though. Thank you so much, Eyes. Oh. Well, okay. So okay, that's right. I was trying to do the Play Asia thing. I'm very slow at this. Okay. There we go. Okay. There. I posted a affiliate link to Play Asia just because I was told to. Don't feel obligated to use it. So yeah, what was the SRW rumors? What's the rumor that you're talking about there, Boom Cannon? Do I have a Switch Pro controller? You can pair that with PC via Bluetooth. Can I? I should definitely do that instead then. I'll probably have to pair it later. Oh, Super Robot Wars, okay. Yeah, I'll have to go through and pair my Pro controller later.
始めたばかりだから全然ね。資料の方はどうですか?
And then I can get rid of my Steam controller forever. Be perfect.
それより聞き込み中に悪いけど少しだけ時間をもらえないか?
あ、うん。ヨシアのことだよね。
ああ、詳しいことは知らないけど、あいつ行方不明なんだってな。
うん。でも心配しないで。自分からいなくなっただけだから家出みたいなもんだと思うし。
あいつと一緒にいたのは1週間くらいだったけど、 俺たち妙に気が合ってな。
Well, thanks, Lizette. I appreciate you saying so.
エステルの家に来てからのこと。
I am just as grateful that he did as well.
そうなんだ。ちょっと恥ずかしいね。
I'm just so proud of Wood. You know,
それは今でもそうだけど。
he's been putting in so much work into his YouTube channel lately, and to see that he's nearly hit 1 million subscribers already is just like it's something like we both talked about and joked about like years and years and years ago when we were like less than 1,000 subscribers. Yeah, I just can't believe it, man. That's so good. He's always been such a nice guy, so I'm glad to see that other people can see that too, you know.
あいつのことだからすぐに笑ってごまかしたけどな。事情は知らないけど、ヨシュアがいなくなったのはそのあたりが原因なんだろう。
うん。多分そうだと思う。
やっぱりそうか。寝る前にさ、その日あったことをお互い話したりするじゃないか。劇の練習きつかったとか、今日のランチはうまかったとか。あいつそういうと。
Awesome. Well, thanks, Lizette. Very much appreciated. I hope you enjoy the stuff that you find there. It's as of right now, it's mostly just talking about RPG news and talking about the stuff that happens every week in the industry, and then about once a month I can put together an RPG review. Oh, yeah, Game Quest all the way to now, right? What a pivot that was. Our first collaboration was when he was still in Australia, and we were doing an international game hunt competition where we would just both independently go off game hunting and see, like, spending $50 or something, see who could get the most value. Steel Wolf. East 8 plays a lot like, if you have played Trials of Mana, it plays a lot like that. Otherwise, vaguely kind of like Final Fantasy VII Remake, except not really. Oh, you remember that? Oh, it was a long while ago.
エステルさんたら。でもそのくらい
Well, thanks, Soul Hunter.
ロシアさんにはわからないかもしれませんね。
なあ、まったくだ。はあ。
Yeah, it's a real-time action kind of game. It's a very nimble style of action RPG. It's not like slow and plodding, you know. It's also kind of reactive. There's a lot of things that you have to react to pretty quickly, but I wouldn't say it's really twitchy. I mean, it's just kind of hard to describe. I haven't played too many other action RPGs like it, you know. I do really appreciate. So it's one of those where like a button press equals a swing of a sword, that sort of thing, and you have combos. It's not like the auto attack kind of action RPG like Xenoblade. It's a lot more mashy, I guess. A lot more Dorothy's taking pictures. Yeah, it's much more action oriented, I'll say. And there's also an emphasis on characters and switching between characters to tackle different kinds of enemies. Like some are weak to being hit by a bludgeoning hammer, and some are weaker to getting shot. Some of them are weak to sword attacks, and you know, that sort of thing. Everybody's got their own sort of special moves too, so it's fun to kind of switch between them and chain together interesting combos. I've got a full review of it over on my YouTube channel if you want to see more of what it looks like and plays like. What have we got here at the shop? The hot potato fry, royal gelato, or an herb sandwich. Ooh, something that cures freeze would be really handy. And that cures poison, that cures sleep. And that's 1700 hit point cure is pretty nice as well. One of the cool things about this game is that it has this crafting system and cooking system. So once you've eaten something that is in your inventory, if you have the ingredients like these things in your inventory, you can craft. And it's not like it doesn't have like a game attached to it or anything. You can just eat it and you will learn the recipe by eating it, which is pretty nice. Like I'll eat that hot potato fry, for instance. We learned the recipe for a hot potato fry. Then I can just go in here and see if I have the stuff I need. Looks like I need some kibbled salt if I wanted to make more of that. And maybe I will later. Let's see. We've all agreed to take on our roles in this investigation. We'll be interviewing students. Me too, evil blanket fish. Life would be so much simpler that way. I would know how to make a lot of sushi, that's for sure. I guess that's actually shouldn't be too hard to figure out how to do. It's just raw fish. You don't even have to cook it. In case nobody else has said it, when you first showed up at Genis, Chloe said she couldn't do anything for Estelle about the events at the end of first chapter. Oh, God. Bad friend. They mentioned that it was exams time. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Board to Seth. I appreciate that. Because, yeah, I was a little bit distracted by that enormous raid from Wood. I still can't believe that. That was so nice of him. I am not used to raids of that massive caliber. It's something I wouldn't mind getting used to, though. It's good having a lot of people here to talk to. That's definitely true, Darsparks. Knowing how to prep the sushi is a very important set of steps that I would be remiss to foul. You mess up making raw fish, you could be getting some really nasty stuff. Yo, Seto, how's it going, man? Oh yeah, that's exactly right, P-Fox. It legit takes about a month to get through an RPG. Just streaming this game from start to finish will take at least a month, I think. This is supposed to be like a 100-hour game, I've heard. And if I stream 15 hours a week... Yeah, that's like 3 months. Maybe closer to 2.5 months. Thanks for the heads up, Ryoshin.
よろしいですねフラッセ
Let's see if we can hit that.
買ってみなさいあれは試験前日の真夜中のことでした。突然窓の外に誰かいるとフラッセが言い出したのです。
96 hours. Yeesh. Were you guys playing it with the voice mod?
覗いてみると確かに校舎の上空に
Because I suspect that listening to the voices play out adds a not insubstantial amount of time. Because you can usually read it faster than it takes to say out loud.
やがて人影は校舎の裏手へ隠れてしまいましたが
See? Smash X whenever Estelle's talking.
怯えてしまったお嬢様が私のベッドに潜り込んできてそこまで話す必要はないでしょう。プライベートは結構よ。あらそうですか。残念です。これからが面白いのに。証言を整理させてもらうと人影は校舎の上空に現れて校舎の裏手に消えたってことね。
Yeah, P4G is definitely a lengthy game.
お役に立てましたか？うん、それだけわかれば十分よ。
The dialogue in this game? Oh, I don't know. I haven't played this one yet. I know that it definitely meanders between really interesting and then it'll veer off sometimes into side stories that are less relevant to the overarching game but are more geared toward like world building. A lot of the content though, a lot of the more optional content that you can read in this game is optional. Is not voiced. So it's also kind of handy. Is like, oh, is this a important part of the game? Well, you'll find out if they start actually talking. Otherwise, you can probably skip past most of what they have to say. Which is probably not I mean, if you really want to get into the world building, and this game has, this series, as I understand it, has some amazing world building aspects to it, you probably want to dig into a lot of what they have to offer, but yeah, a lot of people really like the townsfolk. But some of it, like a lot of them have new dialogue every time you talk to them, like during different, after serious events of the story. Like, you never go back to the first town again and then they're like saying the same thing that they were before. Like, everybody's got like 3 or 4, 5 different dialogues throughout the game.
澄ました顔でお姫様をやってたヨシアはいなくなって、今私たち2人だけでこの舞台にいる。なんだか不思議な気分かも。そうですね。ねえエステルさん、一つ白状してもいいですか？え？私ヨシアさんが好きでした。初めて会った時からとても引きつけられるものを感じていたんです。そっかやっぱりね、そんな気はしてたんだけど、最後のキスシーンなんてすごくドキドキしたんです。エステルさんに申し訳ないと思いながらも演技に熱が入ってしまって、振りじゃなくて本当に唇を奪いそうになってしまいました。そうなんだ。
That's a really good song, isn't it?
ユリアさんによれば私の行動にはいつもヒヤヒヤさせられるそうです。でもあの時ダルモア市長がエステルさんに銃を突きつけた時、ヨシアさん本当に怖い目をしていた。どれだけエステルさんのことを大切に思っているか分かりました。それで
Alright, well, thanks for hanging out, Soul Hunter. Have a good night, man.
私が言うのもなんだけど、諦めるのは早いんじゃないかな。クローゼと私じゃ正直勝負になんないと思うし。もうエステルさんって
The best modern JRPG to play?
どれだけ魅力的かいまい
Oh, it really depends a lot on what you value in an RPG, but I really enjoyed my time with Persona 5 and Dragon Quest 11. I haven't had a chance to play any of the Xeno games though. Well, not the recent ones.
その意味では私とヨシアさんは似た者同士なのかもしれない。
What are some less modern games, modern RPGs that you appreciated? Like, I guess
涼しげなところとか
I feel like there's an RPG for everybody, but it kind of depends on what their tastes are, you know?
私は先生
Alright, Dara Sparks. Well, thanks. Dara Sparks.
過ごしていました
Dara Sparks.
エステルさんと出会
Thank you so much for hanging out. And have a good night, man.
私とヨシアさんが違うとすればそれは強さだと思います強さ
Oh yeah, Nino Kuni. I'm a big fan of level 5, but I haven't had a chance to play any of the NNKs yet.
状況を考えるとそれが最善だとは思いますがだけど女王になれば私は二度とクローゼには戻れない大きな権力と責任を持つクローディア・フォン・アウスレーゼとして生きていくしかありませんこうして友達と気軽に話したり先生に甘えたりあの子たちを抱きしめてあげることもできないそれが怖くてそして孤独に戻る怖さを感じてしまう自分が情けなくて未だにおばあ様にはっきり返事ができていない
No, I was actually planning on playing Persona 4 or 5 Royal after this game, potentially.
誰よりもエステルさんから離れたくなかったはずなのにそれでもエステルさんを自分の事情に巻き込まないために姿を消したんですから確かにヨシア
Absolutely truth there, Lumatic.
それは間違った強さだと思う一国を治める女王様だもんクローゼが悩むのは当然だよ不安に思うのは当たり前だし思わなかったらおかしいと思うそんな風に悩んでそれでも答えを出そうとしているクローゼだからこそ私は女王
Yeah, I thought it would be good to stream because I ended up not being able to stream the first one because of Atlas being weird at the time.
悩みもせずにさも当然のように私たちの前から姿を消して私ね
Sorry to hear that
そ
argument.
れが一番許せないんだエステルさん
If you start playing Persona 5 Royal
ち
now,
ょっと許せませんよね
you won't, I won't be able to catch up with you. Just saying.
私クローゼと友達になれて本当によかったここまで本音で話せる人ってなかなかいないと思うし私もです恥ずかしいことばかり語ってしまいましたけど誤解しないでくださいね私ヨシアさんのこと今ではそんな風には思っていいって好きっていう気持ちが抑えられるものじゃないって私にもようやく分かったしそれにこういうのもなんだか青春っていう気がしないもうエステルさんたら気持ちが残っていないといえば嘘になりますけどそれ以上にお二人のことを応援したい気持ちが強いというか分かってるってさてとすっかり話し込んじゃったね
Got over 400 hours in OG5.
続けようか
That's that's a lot of hours, man. The only game I think I've spent nearly that much time in would probably be Fallout New Vegas. And that's across multiple playthroughs. Older Bethesda games I can just throw all kinds of time into and not even notice. I mean, I think my Persona 5. I think my Persona 5 playthrough took over 100 hours. I don't. It might. Dragon Quest 11 though. I think I did put about 130 hours, maybe 140 into it. Skyrim 500 hours. Yeah, I probably would have put more time into Skyrim if my computer could have handled it better at the time. 125 into Dragon Quest 11. I think 11 was probably the closest game I ever got to platinuming a game. Still haven't even started 11. Well, that's kind of lucky then, because you can at least play Definitive Edition Dragon Quest S on Switch and get all the extra side content that I didn't get to experience. And if you go back and watch my review of the original Dragon Quest, I was like, the only thing I would like anymore is if they just gave everybody a more character development through individual quests. And then what do? Exactly what I recommended. Coincidence? I don't think so. Actually, yes, it's probably a huge coincidence, but I'll take credit for it anyway. Yeah, I mean, Skyrim was, like, it was fun. And I liked the flexibility that it afforded you when you play it. However, it definitely was lacking in some of the more traditional Western role-playing elements that you've come to understand and appreciate over time with games like, you know, Morrowind and Oblivion and Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas. Like, not being able to just put points into specific skills was kind of lame. It's just like, oh, when you level up, you can put it into strength, magic, or endurance. There you go. It's like, come on, guys. Give me more flexibility to, you know, make the character that I want to roleplay as, instead of just, you know, baby's first RPG stats. I think it was also a little weak in the realm of like dialogue trees and stuff that you're probably more familiar with from other older Bethesda games. Like they reeled in the role-playing aspect of that RPG. Oh, Breath of the Wild was great. It's kind of interesting how much a Zelda game was able to revolutionize the series by kind of returning to its roots. You know, Zelda 1 was pretty much an open world action adventure game. Like, you could tackle any of the dungeons in any order.
お次はメニューを移しますよ。とっても美味しそうです。
And Breath of the Wild kind of, you know, brought the series back to that. The only complaint that I have, and it's not even really a very strong complaint about Breath of the Wild, was I miss the dungeons, the elemental based dungeons, you know, go collect the stuff, get the Master Sword, do the themed dungeons. That's the only thing. Because without those overarching themes, I feel like the dungeons in Breath of the Wild, the beasts that you get into and stuff and walk around in, they all kind of felt samey. I mean, the layouts were kind of interesting because they were all shaped and like animals and stuff, and they had unique mechanics, but they all looked very similar to one another, and it was kind of draining over time. The shrines, I didn't mind the shrines. I liked a lot of them had interesting mechanics. Some of them were unique mechanics. Some of them felt a little close to repeats. But yeah, I think if they had replaced the shrines, or even keep the shrines and just add the dungeons that I like from every other Zelda game. I know a lot of people are over them, but I liked them. That probably would have been my favorite game of all time. or at least my favorite Zelda game. It still kind of is. I don't know. I don't know what my favorite Zelda is. Maybe it was Link to the Past is my favorite. It's hard to tell anymore.
うん、実はちょっと聞きたいことがあるのよ。
Oh yeah, Elder Scrolls had like 3 types of dungeons used 100 times. Yeah, Oblivion felt a lot like that. Elder Scrolls Oblivion, I think, actually used copied and pasted dungeon layouts and like caves and stuff. Yeah, the durability thing was also kind of a bummer. Like, I think
おかしなものを見たとか、怪しい物音を聞いたとか。
if they had made weapons harder to come across, but much more heavily enduranced. Hey, Emily Spice, it's going well.
何かご覧になったんですか？
If they had more endurance but were harder to come across, I'd be happier with the way weapons worked in Breath of the Wild. I think, because it felt like you could never like, or if you could repair weapons, that would have made me happy too.
構わないぜ。俺家に帰る前に校舎裏をブラブラしてたのさ。試験中は人気がなくてすごく気分がいいからな。でそろそろ帰ろうと思って裏門のあたりまで歩いてきたら。
Oh, dude, a Dark World element would be so awesome.
間違いなく人の形をしてたぜ。何かの見間違いってことはない。
白っぽい人影か。他の証言と一致するわね。で、その後はどうなったの？
そいつ裏門の方に飛んでいっちまってよ。そのまますぐに見えなくなっちまったぜ。
なるほど。裏門の方に消えたわけか。うん。この話は手帳にメモしておいた方がいいわね。ええ、貴重な証言ですね。
Well, not a whole lot, Emily. I mean, the game hasn't really progressed a whole lot. We're still gathering clues about the specter that's been showing up in the sky and stuff. Otherwise, we've just been talking about games and stuff mostly. Even the Master Sword breaks. Yeah, that's the weird thing. I mean, it doesn't break permanently, but yeah. It's weird that the Master Sword has durability issues. I wonder how many of these students I'm supposed to interview here. Yeah, Link to the Past was the game that actually started me down my RPG path that has led me to this point. Now, whether it's an RPG or not is not a discussion I want to have right now, but it's definitely the first thing that was like introduced me to top-down swinging swords and getting armor and getting stronger and that sort of thing. That was the first game that really kind of introduced me to that concept. So I remember after I played Link to the Past, I was in love with it. I took it to a local game company called Game Guy, a little buy-sell trade mom and pop shop, and I took it to them and I was like, I want more games like this. And because I mean, when you're a poor kid, you got to trade in your games in order to get new games. So that's how I got my copy of Earthbound. And I played Earthbound and I plugged in the Super Nintendo, turned it on, and I even played it in the store for a little bit. And now, what you might not know about this, here, let's switch to this for a moment. What you might not know about Earthbound, or maybe you do if you're familiar with Earthbound, is the first like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of the game or so, did I trade in my Earthbound? No, I got Earthbound by trading in my copy of Link to the Past. So after like the first like 10 minutes, 15 minutes of it, I'm like, yeah, sure, this looks like what I want. You know, I walked around, got a cracked bat, And I was like, this is awesome. And, I assumed it would be like Link to the Past because that's what I was asking for, right? So I took it home and I plugged it in and I got further into the game. And then I encountered my first fight in the game. And I had no idea what the heck I was looking at, because this was my very first experience with the turn-based game. And I didn't know how to equip my cracked bat. I didn't know what I was doing, and I died, and I hated it, and I turned it off, and I cried. I was like 11 at the time. I was not a happy camper. So that was my first experience with a turn-based RPG. And then I think it was about a year later, during summer break, when I had nothing else to do, I had finished I was done with all of my other games, and I still had Earthbound. I was like, okay, whatever. I'll sit down and I'll play this and I'll figure it out. And that's when it eventually clicked. Was Earthbound was the game that introduced me to turn-based RPGs, and I actually loved it. After it took a while, it wasn't just like that. It was not love at first sight. That would be too nice. But yeah, oh my god, by the time I actually got to the end of the game and fought Gygas, since this was still my first RPG, I had no idea I wasn't picking up on any of the clues. Basically, I could not defeat Gygas. I could never figure it out. So I spent like the next month or two just grinding in the end of time area, that cave, getting stronger and getting stronger, got every character up to level 99, and I still couldn't beat Gygas until, in an act of desperation during this fight, we were all dying. We were all just being murdered again. And I was like, okay, there's this move that Paula has called Pray, and sometimes it heals us and sometimes it kills us. So that's one of the reasons I just never used Pray ever during that game. But in an act of desperation, I used that ability, and then I got a cutscene, and I was just like, what? And eventually that's how I figured out how to defeat Gygas, and I finished the game and I cried. In that time it was the good kind of cry. I was just so moved that, because when you do that, everybody that you met throughout the game comes on the screen and they start thinking about you and all the the times you had with them, and they start praying for your safety and stuff. It was like, oh. It was such a good introduction to RPGs. You hated that? Well, I loved it. I was very frustrated, to say the least, that I had all my guys up to 99, and I was stuck on that puzzle in a boss fight. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. Anyways, that sealed the deal for me. It was turn-based RPGs for life for me from then on.
あらお二人さん、聞き込みの調子はどう？こっちは私たちがや
My relationship with Earthbound could be a rom-com. Oh man, that'd be a really weird rom-com. My first time with Earthbound was a lot like yours in Final Fantasy II, another solid Super Nintendo RPG. Well, I assume you're talking about Final Fantasy II. That's actually Final Fantasy IV, right? Oh, Mystic Quest was your first RPG? Super Derek story time is beautiful. Oh man, maybe I should read some storybooks on stream, or maybe not on stream, but for the supporters section. I'll read Samuel L. Jackson's, or maybe not his. Is it his book? Did he write it? I think he did. Go the F to Sleep. I'll do my own reading of it for you guys. Did I play Chrono Trigger? Eventually I did, and I loved it. Of course I loved it. Oh, it's so good. You'd be down for that, Lizette? I can just read some story time books. Yes to the reading. Awesome. Maybe I'll do that. That can be a nice fun reward. I'll probably put something in the Discord for when that's gonna happen. I'll add that in my notepad real quick. Right next to Mustard Snake. And if you want to know what Mustard Snake is, you missed out on the stream earlier. That's... There we go. The greatest thing Mystic Quest did. Final Fantasy was the first game you put 100 hours into, but Final Fantasy Mystic Quest was the real reason I was excited for it. Wow. I mean, Mystic Quest actually did have some things that were ahead of its time. And I talked about those during my review, my collaborative review with Daria from Daria Plays RPGs. It did introduce a lot of concepts that were ahead of its time. Let's see. You first played Grandia when you rented it at 12 or so. Made it a few hours and got stuck on the part where I couldn't figure out what to do. I had to take it back. Rented it again the next weekend. Couldn't get past the same part. Took it back. Oh no. Tried from the beginning on an emulator years later in college. Made it past that part. Emulator froze. At the end of disc 1, cut to coming out on Steam and you finally being able to beat it. Holy crap, Board to Seth, that's hilarious. That's some terrible luck. You know, it could have been worse. In Earthbound, there was this anti-piracy mechanism in it where if you played it on an emulator before they figured out a workaround, it would let you play all the way to the end of the game, and then it would crash and delete your save file when you got to the final boss. And yes, Nanazo, you really do need to play Chrono Cross. It's such a good game. It's such a fun... It's interesting because there's no grinding because you gain levels every time you defeat bosses, which is a turnoff for some people, and some things aren't as perfect. Yeah, Board to Seth, that's how you know that Nintendo of America actually had Satan working for them behind the scenes. Salt. Tried playing Final Fantasy, but started from the first and got so many games. I never got past the first, though. Yes, Final Fantasy is a series I can't recommend starting from the beginning. Same with Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest. That said, Dragon Quest 3 and 4 are both really good. And 5. I think you could pretty safely skip the first two, especially number 2 was the worst. A lot of people actually still really like Dragon Quest 2, but when I played it on NES, it was just so broken. 9, I think, is one of my favorites as well. Skipping games in a series? Blasphemy. Well, now that you can play Dragon Quest 2 on other platforms, like I think the Game Boy remake actually balanced a whole lot. Allegedly, according to the internet, so you know it's true because I read it on the internet. Apparently, they didn't actually play test Dragon Quest II because it was such a rush job. They only play tested the first portion, and then the second half is just not at all play tested, and it's actually just really, really bad. You will spend like 20 hours toward the end of the game grinding on enemies that don't give you hardly any experience points, because the next monsters up that you can fight and actually get good XP on just chain cast multi-death to everybody attacks, like AoE instant death attacks. It's ridiculous. Yeah, Dragon Warrior 2 on NES needed a lot of rebalancing, and it got it in later versions, but on NES, hard pass. But the other games, Dragon Quest 1 was actually, or Dragon Warrior 1 on NES was surprisingly good for like a first attempt at a turn-based RPG. You know, the kind of game that basically set the tone for an entire genre that would follow. Like, they did surprisingly well for a first shot. And Dragon Quest 3 started to actually feel like a modern Dragon Quest title. It started to incorporate a lot more humor. Dragon Quest 4, it felt just massive. It was such an epic story to be told on a little 8-bit console. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I played it. Do you remember having to touch Fina's underwear in her house in Grandia? It was that part. I don't recall that at all, Bored to Seth. It sounds like I need to go play Grandia again. 4 is your favorite? That's an opinion I don't hear very often, but I respect it. Yes, I do. I do need to replay it. Yeah, I only got to play it for a few hours when the HD remaster pack came out. Because, I mean, that's the thing is, I only review RPGs after I finished them, right? And nobody wants to see me review the same game over and over, so once I've reviewed it once, I kind of am putting it back on a shelf to not play it for a long while again. Which is one of the reasons that I'm so excited to have come up with the idea of Jukebox Hero Night, because that's sort of an excuse to start kind of playing a bunch of older games that I've already reviewed, without the expectation that I'll finish it within a month and have a review out, you know? I did recently play and review Super Mario RPG for the first time. I hadn't actually played that before. I mean, I had played it a bit, but I had never gotten very far. So being able to knock that one off my bucket list is really nice. I feel like that was one of the last, like, must-plays that I just had never really gotten around to. And speaking of Super Mario RPG, somebody mentioned how, like, somebody earlier in the stream after the raid asked what this game had similar styles to. Well, East was one of the easy ones, and I also mentioned Grandia. One of the other ones that this is kind of similar to aesthetically is actually, in my opinion, Super Mario RPG. And that the sprites that we're playing on right here, they all look like they're 3D modeled, right? Instead of hand-drawn pixel sprites, they look like they were rendered sprites, which is something that I think was pioneered originally with games like Super Mario RPG and Donkey Kong Country. So I feel like the visual style here is also kind of reminiscent of that. Zurayu, buddy, 21 months. Holy crap. Zurayu, thank you so much for the resub, dude, and welcome back to the stream. How are you doing today, man?
これはエステル君。
どうオリビエ、聞き込みの方は進んでる？
Dude, Donkey Kong Country looked... Yeah, you are correct. It looked mind-blowing. It hasn't aged particularly well, but yeah. Oh, silicone graphics. Oh man, those SG workstations. I wish I could get my hands on one of those things.
分かりきったことを乙女の心情を守護する。
Well, RoboChris, I play anything on kind of like that RPG spectrum, you know? If I really feel burnt out, like I felt burnt out after playing all of the Kingdom Hearts games in a series. That was torturous. And once I was finished with that, I went and played Fallout New Vegas, which is a pretty dark Western RPG with a lot of humor mixed in. It was the polar opposite of Kingdom Hearts as far as I'm concerned. But basically all I play is RPGs. Different kinds of RPGs, action RPGs, turn-based RPGs, strategy RPGs, Western JRPGs. But it's pretty much all just RPGs. Because it's my favorite. It's my favorite genre. And yeah. So that's how I stave off being totally burned out, you know? Well, Tsurayu, I did mention after the Kingdom Hearts marathon, after I played, God, what were there? Like 9 games in a row. Oh man, I played 9, what was it, 9 or 10? It was a lot of Kingdom Hearts games. I was so burnt out. I swore off marathons evermore after that. There should be more horror RPGs. So some of the really great ones off the top of my head, Kodelka and Shadow Hearts 1 and 2. Haven't played 3 yet, but really enjoyed those. On NES, the game Sweet Home was actually a Capcom RPG that got a fan translation. It was actually the game that would go on to inspire Resident Evil. It was actually being remade. They were remaking Sweet Home, and then they kind of branched off onto other stuff and made Resident Evil. So horror and RPG elements kind of go hand in hand as far back as the NES. And they pair nicely, I think. That said, I'm a huge wimp when it comes to horror games. Man, I'm trying to think of what other horror RPGs there are. I mean, I reviewed Corpse Party, which is a bit more of a visual novel with RPG elements. And that was pretty fun. Yeah, Kodelka is by SNK. It's the spiritual successor to the Shadow Hearts series. In fact, the Shadow Hearts games even feature Kodelka within them, the protagonist Kodelka. Yeah, Corpse Party was great. Corpse Party Book of Shadows I was not a fan of that though. The fact that they took away your ability to actually explore the Heavenly Host haunted grade school really just it did not do it for me. It was far more of a visual novel. Oh, there's this new series. That's right. There's a new series of horror RPGs that Baku was playing pretty recently by Compile Heart. What was that? It's an action RPG series. Death End Request. Yeah, you might check that out if you're looking for more horror RPGs. Death End Request, it's definitely more of also kind of got like a lot more of that waifu stuff going on if you care about that sort of thing, like, you know, kind of like a Nep, you know, Hyperdimension Neptunia, Mega Dimension Neptunia games. A lot more fan servicey, you know, but if you don't mind that sort of thing, probably going to be up your alley. Trying to get caught up on where exactly I am in the game right now. Information from Mickey. Human silhouettes, white colored, seen behind the schoolhouse that flew over the back gate. Info from Reina. Shadow that appeared vanished toward the back of the school. Yeah, I feel like there needs to be more kind of like Halloween themed RPGs. And I feel like Costume Quest is the one that usually gets mentioned around that time. Thanks, Nanazo. Yeah, I was raided by Wood from Beat 'em Ups, who brought over quite a few people over. Earthbound Halloween Hack. I haven't had a chance to play that yet, but I think I've heard of it, actually. Is that pretty well done? Estelle explained that they were looking into a strange event that might have occurred during the exam period. Loved Costume Quest so much, reminded you of South Park episodes where they pretended to be ninjas? Okay, you might have just sold me on it. Oh yeah, the Demon Souls remaster? Or remake, rather? Yeah, that's kind of like the let's fighting love. Oh. Love that, man. But yeah, Demon Souls remake is, I think, the thing that I'm most excited for from that PS5 announcement or event. Yeah, that. Oh man, that's such a classic episode of South Park. Just the perfect amount of English. All right. No, I didn't yet, RoboChris. I really want to, though. I've heard that they're really, really well done. Oh God.
ええ、試験中の夜のことです。僕は教室に残って勉強をしていたんですが、ふと窓の外で何かが動いた気がしたんです。風が入ってきたのだと思い、窓を閉め直しに行ったところ、外に白っぽい人影が浮かんでいたというわけです。
白っぽい人影か。それでその後問題の人影はどうなったの？
残念ながらすぐに見えなくなってしまいました。ほとんど真東の方角に消えていったと記憶しています。
東ということは。
Oh, there's a leak on Amazon France that it's 499 euros. That's a lot of euros. That sounds about right, though. I mean, I would expect. I think my expected range for a PS5 is going to be $500 to $600 American dollars. Hey, Rhinoceros, this is the sequel. But yes, my review of first chapter is out. But this is the second chapter, which is very, very similar. but it's a direct sequel. How are you doing, Rhinoceros? Well, no. Only 150,000 hours. An Xbox executive was quoted saying, "No way the PS5 will be over 500." I don't know. I think that 5 to 600 seems like the right price range, though. I mean, of course, the PS3 launched at $600 US when it came out, and that was a big flop. That was 2005, though, and in 15 years, a lot has changed. Like, inflation has gone way back. So $600 today, it ain't what it used to be, that's for sure. I mean, I'm not too worried about the stock of the launch PS5s because most likely I'm going to wait for the hardware revision of the PS5, the one that fixes all of the, known issues that always occur with like the Xbox 360's Red Ring of Death, the PS3's Yellow Light of Death, the PS4's, slim model, the Pro version that, gets beefed up. And there wasn't really enough launch titles that they showcased that would interest me as somebody who plays RPGs exclusively. Horizon, the follow-up to Horizon Zero Dawn looked pretty neat. The Demon's Souls remaster looked really good. I don't know if it's enough to sell me on a PS5 though. Not yet, anyway. By the way, I saw a comparison picture of the PlayStation 5, I have to get used to saying that, to a Nintendo Switch. The PlayStation 5's like bigger than my computer tower. The thing is absolutely massive. Have you guys seen that picture? It's like a comparison of the PlayStation 5 to a Switch to a Xbox One or something like that. Like it looks like it goes up to my knee. Yeah, as long as it keeps it cool and doesn't, fry itself. That is actually a really good point. Looks like a console from Gundam. It kind of reminds me of, like, man, back in the day, I used to watch this show called Doug on Nickelodeon. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are familiar with that. There was this episode of Doug where they got the Super Pretendo video game console, and it just looked all kinds of weird and wacky. And it definitely looked like a video game console. It kind of reminds me a little bit of that. Like, I don't think the design was similar, but just in its completely off the wall, like looking like a toy kind of deal. Or kind of like one of those old Alienware PCs from the early 2000s. The ones that I always wanted. Quail Man. Or Durango Doug. Man, Nickelodeon was such a... That channel, for non-Americans, for any Canadians who are here, our Nickelodeon was basically YTV rebranded. And I don't think a lot of American people actually know that. Yeah, most of Nickelodeon's content during the 90s was just rebranded Canadian content from YTV. But man, it was all so good. Lightning in a bottle. Salute your shorts. Are you afraid of the dark? How did Disney buy Doug from Nick? I don't know. Yup, YTV. Yeah, Are You Afraid of the Dark is Canadian. Salute Your Shorts is Canadian. You Can't Do That on Television is Canadian. Yeah, like all that stuff. The Roundhouse, I think. Basically everything on Snick. And then they started introducing their own stuff with like Nicktoons and stuff, but and then they eventually started making their own game shows and stuff like Guts and Double Dare, I think. But Nickelodeon, when it first started up, a whole lot of Canadian stuff. And that's how Alanis Morissette was on there. Yep. Man, I always wanted to be on that show called Wild and Crazy Kids. That looked like such an interesting experience as a kid. Alright, let's see. I think we've got enough testimonial. Back to the student council room. Okay. Oh, Goosebumps? That was not Nickelodeon, but it was also really good. Yeah, that was on Fox, as I recall. It would come on before Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, Legends of the Hidden Temple. Someday when I have money to burn, I want to get myself a big orange couch. Like a replica from the one from Snick. No. Blue Barracudas all the way, Tsuraya.
戻ってきたわね。それじゃあ一旦各自報告をするとしましょう。
各職員から話を聞いたんだけど、用務員さんが学園の敷地内で怪しい人影を目撃したそうよ。
Some of those episodes actually still hold up. You can still find some of them in various corners of the internet.
他の先生方はテストの準備で忙しくて特に気づいた人はいなかったみたい。学食のおばさん
What a cartoon! That was Cartoon Network.
なるほど。
And that's what eventually sparked off all of the cartoons.
気になる証言を聞いたんだけど。
Mm-hmm. Or the ones that featured Mr. Zardo. That's Zardo.
どの証言も校舎の裏手、すなわち旧校舎が鍵になっています。
Kablam. Dude, you know what's awesome about Kablam? I'm a huge fan of ska punk music. And they all featured, the intro and the outro featured music from the band called The Toasters. Oh yes, Dick Stickley.
僕の方も残念ながら大した収穫はなかったよ。
Oh man, Nick in the Afternoon, that's right.
可愛い子猫ちゃんたちがいっぱい集まってきたけどね。
But yeah, Kablam had music from The Toasters. The intro was from their song called Don't Let the Bastards Grind You Down. Fun fact. So if you ever go look up that song, you'll actually hear that very familiar song actually has lyrics. Same with Two-Tone Army. I watched a bit of Gundam Wing, like when it was on Toonami. Toonami like basically shaped my anime preferences for years.
一体どういう いう建物なのかしら。
What I guess you would say you're a big Aquabats fan. You know, I'm actually not too familiar with the Aquabats. Hey, Anubis, how's it going, man? Hey, Arnold, that was such a good one. I'm more of a fan of like third wave ska. So, Real Big Fish, Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. Aquabats. They sounded really familiar, but I don't know. Did I watch Gundam Wing Uncut? No, I didn't. I watched what was on Cartoon Network.
正直気は進まないけど他に手がかりもなさそうだし今日はもう遅いから明日の朝にでも調べてみない？
おやエステル君、どうして遅いことがあるんだい？
だってもうすぐ夜だし魔獣もいて危険かもしれないし
Estelle's a chicken.
隙見悪いのに夜なんかに入った日には
Doesn't want to go on a ghost hunt at night.
肝試しといえば真夜中。幽霊の正体をつかむのにこの上ない時間帯と言えよう。
うんうん。やっぱり心霊スポットの取材に夜は欠かせませんよね。
Steel Wolf, have you had a chance to watch Hunter x Hunter yet? Yeah, Outlaw Star. So good.
窓の外に何か見えたような。
Steel Wolf, the reason I ask is because I think that's Wood's favorite anime now, and it's because I turned him on to it when we were hanging out in Seattle together. He was not at all like gung-ho about it at first. After I got him to watch the first few episodes though, he was hooked. What the F?
エステルさん、どうなさったんですか？
You're binging Hunter x Hunter? Awesome. One of us. One of us.
エステル？
テルさん。
I feel like a cultist. Whenever people are like, I like anime, I'm like, have you been introduced to my Lord and Savior Hunter x Hunter?
よかった。目を覚ましたんですね。
ああ、冷や汗かかせてくれるわね。それで気分はどうなの？
Like,
悪くないけど。
you know how other people are about Trails in the Sky series? That's how I am about Hunter x Hunter.
ここ女子寮よね。どうしてこんなところで？あ、私窓の外に白い影を見て、それで。
はいはい、分かったから落ち着きなさい。
はあ、やっぱり幽霊を見たわけね。エステルさん。
No Big O fans. The only thing I remember about Big O was they had this song that they played very, very often. And at like times that didn't really make a whole lot of sense. So my friend and I were watching this together. And the guy's like, I'm gonna make some bacon and eggs. And it starts playing the song. We're just like, why? Why did it play that song right now? And so we always like referred to it as like the bacon and eggs song. That's the only thing I remember about the Big O. I heard it's pretty good though.
気絶までさせてくれちゃって。この落とし前、絶対につけてやるんだから。落とし前って。
まったく、幽霊苦手じゃなかったの？
私が幽霊が苦手なのはいるのかどうかわからないから。こうして目撃しちゃった以上、今さら怖がるもん。
I ain't afraid of no ghost. Solid reference there. Well done, Xseed.
さすがエステルさんですね。
Alright, P Fox. Well, have a good dinner, man. And thanks for hanging out.
ほらよ、先生から裏門の鍵を借りてきたぜ。
Oh, your dog's sitting. No worries, Emily. Alright, got the black gate key.
ありがとう、ハンス君。とっとと旧校舎を調べて幽霊をとっちめなくちゃ。
Well, Estelle's had a change of tone.
エステル君も本領発揮といったところだね。さてと、早速肝試しといこうか。魔獣がいるかもしれないから、ある程度武術が使える人間に絞った方が良さそうだね。
それはもちろんよ。ドロシーさんはともかく、学生さんたちは遠慮してね。
分かってますって。足引っ張りかねないし。
何かあった時のためにここで待機してますよ。
シュラザードさん、私も同行しても構いませんか？
あら、姫様が？あまり軽率なことはしない方がいいと思うけど。
孤児院の子たちが見ていますし、個人的にも放っておけません。それに以前旧校舎には何回か入ったことがありますから、お役に立てると思います。
Steve Bloom is one of my favorite voice actors. I'd be lying if I'd be lying if I didn't say that I ever tried to emulate his voice sometimes. Even when I was like even when I did my review of Trails in the Sky and I mentioned Steve Bloom, I couldn't help but be like, Steve Bloom.
旧校舎に行くとしますか。
He's just such an iconic voice actor. Plus, he was the voice of Tom on Toonami. So it was like, Steve Bloom introduced me to many new anime. Gotta respect that. Ah, here we go. Back road. Use the key. Yeah, Spike from Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, in Champloo, what was his name? Mugen. Man, doesn't this song remind you of the start of Metal Gear Solid?
なるほど。これが旧校舎ね。
It sounds like that opening, like Konami. Do do do.
ふふふ、鳥肌が立っちゃいます。
But yeah, I like this song a lot.
全然怖がっているように見えないんですけど。あ、どうしたの？エステルさん、扉の前に。
This song? Yeah, it was in first chapter.
これってカード？何か書いてあるけど。
招かれざる訪問者よ、我がかりそめの宿へようこそ。千年の呪い、恐れぬならば我が元に馳せ参じるがよい。第一の呪いは大広間に。
Wait a minute. The card was engulfed and flamed and burned away. Yeah, David Hayter was Solid Snake. Yeah. But Steve Bloom could have done a pretty serviceable job too. That's exactly what I was thinking, Bored to Seth. It's the masked it's the thief, the phantom thief? Is that his name?
生きてる人間様を舐めるんじゃないわよ。
強がりもそこまで行けば上出来よ。それにしてもうつろなる炎を目指せか。
多分大広間はその扉を入ったところにある大きな
Maybe.
必要がありそうですね。
Well, that's, I mean, yeah, argument. That's what I thought that they said his name was. He was a phantom thief. I thought that's what they called him anyway. Did you read the expose about the life of the translator that did this game? No. Who was that? Was that Hatsu? Alright, Tear Balm. This chest is an empty... hang on. This chest is as empty as my well of creativity after writing all of these messages. Drove them almost to suicide. Oof. That sounds... like they're probably vastly overworked.
うつろなる炎。この食台のことでしょうか。確かに一つだけ炎が灯っていないわね。よし、調べてみようか。
There was a card written within the candlestick.
第二の呪いは教室に。南を向く生徒を探せ。
Seek the south-facing student.
でも正解だったみたいね。
今度は教室だね。無人にもかかわらず南を向く生徒か。
確か教室は左翼の1階と2階に2つずつ。
コンパスを確認しながら調べた方が良さそうね。
Yeah, translation is hard enough. Localization is super intense. And to be like doing that single-handedly for a game of this magnitude is pretty nuts. That's fine, Emily. We'll probably be wrapping up here before long also. Is this the south-facing student? Seems like this might be. Here we go.
他の席は散らかってるのに、ここだけちゃんと置かれてるね。
向いている方角も真南。多分ここじゃないかしら。
それじゃあ調べて。
There's a card in the desk's cavity.
第三の呪いは庭園に。落ちたる首を探せ。
Seek ye the fallen neck.
正解みたいだけど、次はどこになるのかしら。
庭園と落ちたる首か。
Oh, that. Yeah, Mr. Skyfish, that's terrible. Yeah, Steel Wolf, I do have a streaming schedule. So I stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at about 6 p.m. Central Time. And then also on every other Saturday night, we do a special stream called the Jukebox Hero stream, which is when I play those games on rotation. And that happens, that happens around 8 p.m. Central. So if you want to get notifications here, I mean, I think there's a bell icon that you can turn on here and you'll get a notification whenever I go live. Otherwise, I put them out on Twitter and Discord if you join any of those things. And here, I'll just put a link there to the Discord as well, just in case.
多分間違いないと思うわ。
And do I have a Twitter command? Probably not. Oh well. The stone planter held a card and an old key.
今こそ呪いは成就。
Yeah, Lumatic, it conjures up a mental image of overcome the third trial and stand before me. Oh. Received a rusted key.
謎かけはこれで終わりみたいね。
So yeah, it conjures up images of like Jack Nicholson typing away on a typewriter, slowly going insane, you know?
いずれにせよその鍵を使えということだろうね。会う場所を探してみようじゃないか。
Awesome. Well, I'll see you then, Steel Wolf. I'm probably going to be wrapping up this stream here pretty soon as well. As a matter of fact, it is about that time anyway. Let's go ahead and save. Yeah, a real like all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. You know, that sort of thing. No, we actually just had one this Saturday, so it's going to be on, the next Jukebox Hero stream will be on the 27th. Alright. So, I'm going to go ahead and switch to our ending sequence here, guys, and let's go see if we can find someone to drop in on. So, thank you all so much for hanging out with me tonight. It has been a pleasure to get to meet so many new people. Thank you so much for hanging out. Really appreciate it. If you're new here and if you liked what you saw, don't forget to follow. And I guess you can hit that bell too. I guess that's how that works here. I don't know. I'm not super familiar with how Twitch works, but let me go ahead and see who's currently streaming out there on Twitch that we can go drop in on. Oh, you know what? I mentioned earlier, Bakusan JRPG. He was here in the chat. He's a fun dude to hang out with, and he also happens to be playing through the predecessor to the game we're playing tonight. He's playing through Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky first chapter. So I think what we're going to do is go drop in on him. So let's go ahead and set up the raid for Baku-san JRPG. And he's definitely a super awesome, super charitable guy. Actually, everything that he makes through... Oh, hi, Duobeard. Welcome to the stream, man. So everything that he makes through Twitch, he actually donates to charity, and he's just such an inspiration to the way that I stream. I hope you guys enjoy hanging out with him over there. So I will see you guys after the jump, and I hope you guys have a great night. All right, everybody, here we go.